Now, I could have taken a shortcut today and made y'all a baked spaghetti that didn't have fresh ingredients in it and just used a can of spaghetti sauce, but I think you guys could kind of figure that out on your own without even needing a recipe. So I decided today I would make a really good baked spaghetti for y'all, like Mama would make. Hey y'all, I'm Tammy, and this is Collard Valley Cooks. You guys have been asking for this. Well, here you go, a delicious homemade baked spaghetti. Let's get started. All right, we're gonna brown our meat first. I'm gonna use a ½ pound of Swaggerty's Italian sausage, and that Italian sausage has a lot of spices in it, so that does bring a good bit of spice into your spaghetti. And then we've got some ground chuck, and we're gonna brown these up together. I don't think they'll be real fatty, so we're going to turn this on and add just a little bit of olive oil. You can just push them out of their casing, and that way you can brown them like ground beef when you're cooking them in a recipe like this. I didn't have any, that was just in the pack that wasn't in casings. We're going to add half of our beef. I'm also going to add a little beef bouillon to this, just because I think it's good in spaghetti sauce. All right, we're going to use our little hamburger separator and get this meat separated. It's a little harder to separate the sausage than it is to separate the ground beef, so just make sure you do a really good job on separating it, because I like them to be pretty small in my spaghetti. I don't like big hunks. We are not making meatballs after all, are we? We're making a nice spaghetti meat sauce. While this browns, I do have a pot of water, and I always put a lid on it because it comes to a boil quicker, and it's in the back, up on high, getting hot for the pasta. These are a little harder to chop because of the way they're shaped. They're not quite like a round onion, so I cut them different. Now, I used to cut them sideways like this, but I don't do that anymore because it's just too much trouble. So I just go through the long part, and then I chop it this way. It's just quicker to me. I chop my peppers when they're on sale, because they can be really expensive, and I love colored peppers. So I buy them when they're on sale and chop them and put them in my freezer. So all you have to do is get them out of the freezer and use a mallet and kind of separate them. And then you can use them in your dishes. And this is a chopped onion, not a diced onion. It'll be nice and cooked down in our spaghetti, so it'll be fine. Now, if for some reason you've got picky eaters, you can use onion powder in place of the onion. Looking good, y'all, looking good. Even making this homemade, it's not going to be hard to do. We'll have it ready in a jiffy. I do not put any kind of oil in my water, just salt. I love the way it bubbles up when I add the salt. It's so cool. So we're going to drop a pound of angel hair pasta and let that boil about 7 minutes or so. We'll separate it just a little bit. And then I'm going to start adding my ingredients to my skillet. This meat did not turn out to be oily at all because it was chuck, and the sausage is never oily. Theirs is not. It's really good. And so I'm just going to add I'm going to scoot it over. I'm going to saute my onions and peppers on one side real quick. And then we'll add our tomatoes. So you want to add about 1/3 cup of each of these, or 1/4 cup, whatever you got. Will work. I'm going to use the rest of these. We are going to add some garlic, but I do that at the end because you want it to taste fresh instead of it getting browned. Browned garlic is bitter, so remember that when you're putting together any kind of dish. A lot of people add it too early. You don't want to do that. I want to turn this back up some. Get these started good. I'm just scooting it over the most of the flame to get those peppers done. Okay, now we're going to add our onions in there with those peppers. I added the peppers first because they were frozen. I wanted them to get warmed up a little bit. And now we're going to put in our onion. And this is going to be a really good baked spaghetti. If you grew up eating a baked spaghetti, everybody loves it because it's cheesier than regular spaghetti. I don't think it would hurt to add a little bit of olive oil to this. There's hardly any grease in that meat. You know you got some good meat when you don't have to strain it and get the grease off of it. And that's what you get when you buy Swaggerty's farm sausage. Whether it's breakfast sausage or their Italian sausage, it's just not real fatty and it's still very delicious. We absolutely love it. If you've never tried Swaggerty sausage, I want you to try it. And all of those who love Swaggerty, make sure you give them a shout out today. Let's check on our pasta. We don't want to overboil it. It's ready. Don't really want it to be starchy. I'm just running a little bit of water over it so that we'll be able to pick it up when we want to use it. Now, if you were making this at home, you could just mix it all up in your pasta bowl. But because I'm making this for you guys and I want you to be able to see it better, then we're going to mix it up in a big stainless steel container. Some of that meat got nice and brown, but that'd be good. It'd be like delicious. Give it some flavor. Give it some good flavor. That looks really good already. All right, we're going to add our crushed tomatoes first. We'll turn this down a little bit and head it up. So that was a large can, which is 28 ounces of crushed tomatoes. I like it better than tomato sauce in spaghetti. Bouillon. I'm going to add about a tablespoon of beef bouillon. That's granules. That will add some salt to it. So there's your salt going in. And of course we can taste it before we decide to mix it up to make sure it's salty enough. Put a little juice in here. And we're going to cut these up. We like some nice big pieces of tomato. That's what spaghetti's all about, tomatoes. And if you don't want to chop up these tomatoes like this, of course you can use diced tomatoes as well. You want to have a lot of tomato sauce for your casserole because you don't want it to be dry because we're going to be adding a lot of cheese to it. All right, here we are on our last tomato. Now this is a 12-inch all-clad skillet and it's holding this pretty good, but it's having to cook at a low temp. And I didn't put in just the stem parts of the tomatoes. So we're going to put our garlic in here and then we will add our Italian spices. So you do want to add some even if you are using an Italian sausage. Want to add a little bit. But now you don't want it to be overpowered because that's the beauty of making a good spaghetti sauce. And a lot of y'all are probably thinking, well, you put that beef bouillon in there and that's different. That's not something an Italian would do. And can I just say this? This lady ain't Italian. I'm a Southern cook and I love the beef bouillon. And if you have never tried it, I suggest you give it a try. You might just find your new love for spaghetti differently. All right, we're going to put about a tablespoon of this in there. Now you can use whatever Italian seasonings you like. So you want to make sure you make a lot of sauce so that your baked spaghetti is better than everybody else's, because it won't be dry. We are going to get this mixed up, and once I mix it up, then I'll decide what size pan to put it in. It's a whole pound of pasta. I did taste my pasta sauce, and it tastes really good. And remember that your cheese is going to add a lot of salt to your dish. We're going to pour that in there. Like so. And now we're going to mix it up good. Then we're going to add our cheese. And when we serve it, we'll put some fresh parm on it. But for now, we're just going to mix it up really good. And boy, you can really taste the garlic in this. It's really good. Now, I'm going to decide how many cups of cheese is going to go in here. This is a lot of spaghetti. So there's 1 cup. You can use whatever cheese you want to use. Italian blend, mozzarella. I do like yellow cheese in my spaghetti, whether it's cheddar or Colby Jack. I think this is Colby Jack. But if you don't, you want to use all mozzarella, by all means do that. So that's 2 cups. We're going to mix it up, and I'm going to see if I think it's cheesy enough. And if I think I need to add a little bit, we will. Now this is really done. So really all you're doing is getting it in the oven and letting it get hot in that cheesy to get bubbly and melted cheese in there. All right, we are going to grate 1 8-ounce block of mozzarella just for the top. So you got 2 cups of cheese in the casserole, and now we're going to have 8 ounces in the top of the casserole. It'll be delicious. The biggest thing with these cheese graters is you can't go too fast or they clump up. But they're nice to have. This one's been a really good one. It stays attached to the counter good. It's really easy to clean. And it is on our website. We're going to use my lasagna casserole dish because this is a large casserole. I'm going to spray it for easy cleanup. Although they're really easy to clean up anyway, I still like to spray them. We're going to get this in the pan. We're going to put this in the oven. At 350 degrees. Now we're going to sprinkle this mozzarella on the top. Put a little parsley on that. We're going to have us a good baked spaghetti. Very good. You can always add your parm at the end, whether you like to buy it already grated or if you want to grate some on there yourself. Make sure you use all the cheese. So you got 2 cups and then 8 ounces, which is about 16 ounces of cheese, I believe, total. And we're just going to sprinkle this with a little bit of parsley. And this is just real pretty green parsley, dried, that I like to use to make things pretty. We're going to get that in the oven, and we'll see you when it comes out all bubbly. Ooh, that's heavy. It's a lot of food. We will see y'all after it's bubbly. I would think it would take this at least 40 minutes because it's such a large container. And so we'll see y'all in about 45 minutes. All right, it's ready, y'all. And it looks delicious. Very good. All right, let's dip us out some of this, y'all. Looks nice and delicious. And it's homemade. And cheesy. Lots of cheese. And now I'm going to grate some fresh parm. Now I get my fresh parm at Aldi because it's a better price. So we'll grate some fresh parm on it, and you'll serve it up with some garlic bread. You can see it's already starting to melt. Boy, that looks delicious, y'all. All right, we're going to give it a try. I'm sure it's going to be delicious with all that cheese and delicious fresh ingredients. It is so good. It is not dry. It is absolutely delicious. Now I know why y'all been wanting a delicious baked spaghetti. Because it's just hard to beat spaghetti that's made with fresh ingredients and a bunch of cheese. It's a good baked spaghetti, and we didn't use sauce out of a jar. It is delicious. We thank you so much for watching Collard Valley Cooks, where we cook like our mamas did. We'll see you next time. Bye, love ya.